for YouTube. And let's see, I think I'll do my little centering thing here. Working my hands together. All right, glasses. Ooh, which need cleaning. All right, I'll read a few of mine. Let's see, upside down. The table I dragged out to the backyard some years ago for a picnic was not made for weather. The top delaminated and was ruined, so I turned it upside down to remove the legs, which was still good. I delayed doing this task. In the meantime, I noticed the finches and sparrows were landing on the legs before coming to the feeder. They were perfect perches to look for cats. Something useless to me had become useful for the birds. This tickled me, so I left the table there. Looking at the upside-down table reminded me of something. Years ago, I did a drawing exercise where you copy something upside down. I'm one of those who early in life decided I couldn't draw. Now, because I didn't really know what I was drawing, my mind got out of the way. I discovered the patience artists must feel. I've often seen how expectation can short-circuit the delightful mystery of not knowing what's going to happen. Now I delight in seeing the birds land on my upside-down table. And who's to say what's right? Doesn't the world seem upside down so often?
Lovely.
Here's Brenda. Hey, Brenda. I'm assuming that's you. It says user.
Oh my gosh. Am I sound? Mute.
You on your computer or phone?
No, I'm on my computer, but I plugged in my yeah, no, I plugged in my audio. If you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you for a
Oh,
change.
all right then.
Yeah, I guess that's all for now. Okay. And one more about me. Let's see. This poem's about simple. I've been doing some serious thinking. Inside my mind, thoughts and words are connecting, making logical pathways and conclusions. I'm satisfied, but ultimately feel like a squeezed lemon. Everything makes sense, but in a vacuum. It's become like those treatises of philosophers, so specialized only other philosophers can read them. I look outside and see the finches have brought their babies to the feeder. One still has baby feathers sticking up on his head, looking like a punk rocker. I exhale through my heart, take myself down to the dog park. My thoughts are now outside playing with these slobbering dogs. New conclusions arise, some not logical at all, but somehow I trust them more. It's all about relationship, I see. Looking out at the trees and sky, I am brought back inside myself. only this time the vital, alive world is with me. Now in some mysterious way, some higher knowing enters. It's so simple, anyone can understand it.
I love the line, I exhale through my heart. It's a
Yeah,
great line.
yeah. I think I use that in some other poem too.
I think so, but it's a good line.
Yeah, get to be used twice. Oh, I forgot. I wrote a little. Well, I don't know if it's a poem or not. This before now. Today. I scribbled down. I've been thinking about something all day, and it didn't quite come into a poem, but I decided I'd get some words out. So here it is, in very rough form. When life seems hard and the world seems bent on destruction, my reaction is to close down. I become the hard one. I become like a nut with a hard shell. I feel there is pain inside, but really the soft inside me is yearning to come out. It wants to be naked to the world, revel in rain and sunshine, for it knows it is a seed promising growth. And even if eaten by some hungry animal, or simply to rot back into soil, then it will feel part of life, to play the fool or bear its pain to all. It will know it's closer to God this way, with all possibilities open to it.
I like that.
There's some possibilities there, with a bunch of work. And now let's read Glenda's. You sent me something, I'm sure. Let's see. Glenda. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. So this is Glenda's poem for the week. Sentence Symphony. A sentence is like a symphony, a poet wrote to me. That was me. Each word a note, each phrase a chord, tumbling and breathlessly, waiting for more, urging a dance formed from what is to follow, a slow-moving waltz of written-down thoughts, to be read in a forest, my back to a tree, or bundled in quilts with my chamomile tea. Nice rhyming there. I'm urged to sing every line in my mind, hurrying on to what's next to find. On a page where a pen has written each verse, trickled in urgent waves from my mind, to be read by another, perhaps not for years, only to be wakened by the sound of my tears. It's another nice rhyming. That I could only write just one simple word, ere earth doth claim me without my permission. I'll leave behind symphonies of phrases and notes, and speak to you often just by turning a page, with a sentence of symphonies and a dance of a phrase. Another good one, Glenda. Wow.
Thank you. You inspired that one.
I know, I wrote that something about a symphony.
Always lovely.
Thank you, Julie.
Yeah, it was lovely. Oh, lovely, lovely. Well, now it's time for a few more poems from other people. Here's a little one by somebody named Kobayashi Isa. The distant mountains are reflected in the eye of the dragonfly. Here's another little one by A.R. Ammons. Reflective. I found a weed that had a mirror in it, and that mirror looked in at a mirror in me that had a weed in it. My teacher used to say, when you're looking out at like something like a tree, just imagine the tree looking back at you. Reminds me of that. Here's another one. I think this is a whole bunch of poems about mirrors. This is one by Adam Zagajewski. Auto mirror. In a rear view mirror, suddenly I saw the bulk of the Beauvais Cathedral. Great things dwell in small ones for a moment. And here's one by Robert Frost. Tree at my window. Tree at my window, window tree. My sash is lowered when the night comes on, but let there never be curtain drawn between you and me. Vague dreamhead lifted out of the ground, and thing next most diffuse to cloud. Not all your light tongues talking aloud could be profound. But tree, I have seen you taken and tossed, and if you have seen me when I slept, you have seen me when I was taken and swept, and all but lost. That day she put our heads together, fate had her imagination about her. Your head so much concerned with outer, mine with inner weather. I wonder what he means by she. The day she put our heads together. Let's see. Here's one by Pablo Neruda. I think I read these, but they're all nice. Horses. From the window, I saw the horses. I was in Berlin in winter. The light was without light, the sky skyless, the air white like a moistened loaf. From my window, I could see a deserted arena, a circle bitten out by the teeth of winter. All at once, led out by a single man, 10 horses were stepping into the snow. Scarcely had they rippled into existence like flame, than they filled the whole world of my eyes. Empty till now, faultless, flaming, they stepped like 10 gods on broad, clean hooves, their manes recalling a dream of salt spray. Their rumps were globes, were oranges. Their color was amber and honey was on fire. Their necks were towers carved from the stone of pride, and in their furious eyes shone energy, showed itself a prisoner inside them. And there in the silence at the midpoint of the day, in a dirty, disgruntled winter, the horse's intense presence was blood, was rhythm, was the beckoning light of all being. I saw, and seeing I came to life. There was the unwitting fountain, the dance of the gold, the sky, the fire that sprang to life in beautiful things. I have obliterated that gloomy Berlin winter. I shall not forget the light from those horses. Here's another one about horses by Jack Gilbert. Horses at midnight without a moon. Our heart wanders lost in the dark woods. Our dream rustles in the castle of doubt. But there's music in us. Hope is pushed down, but the angel flies up again, taking us with her. The summer mornings begin inch by inch while we sleep. and walk with us later as a long-legged beauty through the dirty streets. It is no surprise that danger and suffering surround us. What astonishes is the singing. We know the horses are there in the dark meadow because we can smell them, can hear them breathing. Our spirit persists like a man struggling through the frozen valley, who suddenly smells flowers and realizes the snow is melting. Out of sight on top of the mountain, knows that spring has begun. Yeah, let's see. Here's one by Thomas Transtromer. Face to Face. In February, living stood still. The birds flew unwillingly, and the soul chafed against the landscape as a boat chafes against the pier it lies moored to. The trees stood with their backs turned to me. The deep snow was measured with dead straws. Hoof prints grew old out of the crust. Under a tarpaulin, language pined. One day something came to the window. Work was dropped. I looked up. The colors flared. Everything turned around. Earth and I sprang toward each other. Okay.
If you want to be literal, if Earth and I sprang to each other, that means he fell down.
All right, put the book away. I can't look at the line again. Yeah. Well, Transtromer gets some pretty wild metaphors going. And I like them. Okay. Let's see. This is by somebody named David Hinton. Writes about the desert a lot. He doesn't have any titles for his poems. It's the perfect place to find yourself without yourself, here in this desert, where there's so little shelter. A sky-parched thread of grass opens, just enough memory for a thin edge of thread, grass, then nothing. It's another form of shelter. One more by him. Bodies sometimes touch the way galaxies touch, spiraling slowly through each other in small talk or complex ideas, stories where we recognize who we are. We're adrift now, midway through this little story, and it's the perfect place. You can gaze into all those deep sky depths here. Try it. Any hint where I might end and you begin? Let's see. I got a little time. It's always good to read a little Walt Whitman once in a while. This is from I Sing the Body Electric. I knew a man, a common farmer, the father of 5 sons, and in them the fathers of sons, and in them the fathers of sons. This man was of wonderful vigor, calmness, beauty of person, the shape of his head, the pale yellow and white of his hair, and the beard, the immeasurable meaning of his black eyes, the richness and breadth of his manners. These I used to go and visit him to see. He was wise also. He was 6 feet tall. He was over 80 years old. His sons were massive, clean, bearded, tan-faced, handsome. They and his daughters loved him, and all who saw him loved him. They did not love him by allowance. They loved him with a personal love. He drank water only. The blood showed through like scarlet through the clear brown skin of his face. He was a frequent gunner and fisher. He'd sailed his boat himself. He had a fine one presented to him by by a ship joiner. He had fowling pieces presented to him by men that loved him. When he went with his 5 sons and many grandsons to hunt or fish, you would pick him out as the most beautiful and vigorous of the gang. You would wish long and long to be with him. You would wish to sit by him in the boat, that you and he might touch each other. Woo. Walt. There's a little one by Anna Swir. I washed the shirt. For the last time I washed the shirt of my father who died. The shirt smells of sweat. I remember that sweat from my childhood, so many years. I washed his shirts and underwear. I dried them at an iron stove in the workshop. He would put them on unironed. From among all bodies in the world, animal, human, only one exuded that sweat. I breathed it in for the last time. Washing this shirt, I destroy it forever. Now only paintings survive him, which smells of oils.
Hmm.
I
I know that feeling.
Yeah, there's a certain smell everybody has. Yeah. Huh. Here's another one about a father. This is by Sharon Olds. I go back to May 1937. I see them standing at the formal gates of their colleges. I see my father strolling out under the ochre sandstone arch, the red tiles glinting like bent plates of blood behind his head. I see my mother with a few light books at her hip, standing at the pillar made of tiny bricks, with the wrought iron gates still open behind her, its sword tips black in the May air. They are about to graduate. They are about to get married. They are kids. They are dumb. All they know is they are innocent. They would never hurt anybody. I want to go up to them and say, "Stop, don't do it. She's the wrong woman. He's the wrong man. You are going to do things you cannot imagine you would ever do. You are going to do bad things to children. You are going to suffer in ways you never heard of. You are going to want to die." I
Good
want to
grief.
go up to them there in the late May sunlight and say it, her hungry, pretty, blank face turning to me, her pitiful, beautiful, untouched body, his arrogant, handsome, blind face turning to me, his pitiful, beautiful, untouched body. But I don't want to do it. I want to live. I want to take them up like male and female paper dolls and bang them together at the hips like chips of flint, as to strike sparks from them. I say, do what you're going to do, and I will tell you about it later.
He sounds angry.
Yeah. I guess maybe that wasn't the most ideal marriage, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another kind of, I don't know if I want to read that one. Let's see. Here's one by Thomas Merton. Wasn't he a monk? Yeah. He wrote a poem about Ernest Hemingway, an elegy for Ernest Hemingway. Now, for the first time in the night of your death, your name is mentioned in convents, Necatus in obscurum. I don't know my Latin well enough. Now, with a true bell, your story becomes final. Now, men in monasteries, men of requiems, familiar with the dead, include you in their offices. You stand anonymous among thousands, waiting in the dark at great stations, on the edge of countries, known to prayer alone, where fires are not merciless, we hope, and not without end. You pass briefly through our midst. Your books and writings have not been consulted. Our prayers are pro defuncto in. Yet some look up as though among a crowd of prisoners or displaced persons they recognize a friend once known in a far country. For these the sun also rose after a forgotten war upon an idiom you made great. They have not forgotten you. In their silence, you are still famous. No ritual shade. How slowly the bell tolls in a monastery tower for a whole age, and for the quick death of an unready dynasty, and for the brave illusion, the adventurer's self. For with one shot, the whole hunt is ended. Yeah. I was sad about Ernest. He had so many concussions in his life. He went kind of nutty at the end and decided to end it all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's read a few Marys, and that'll be it. Glasses on everything. Okay, this is Mary Oliver. Invitation. Oh, do you have time to linger for just a little while out of your busy and very important day? For the goldfinches that have gathered in the field of thistles? For a musical battle to see who can sing the highest note or the lowest? Or the most expressive of mirth or the most tender? Their strong, blunt beaks drink the air as they strive melodiously, not for your sake, and not for mine, and not for the sake of winning, but for the sheer delight and gratitude. Believe us, they say, it is a serious thing. That's not the end of it. Just to be alive on this fresh morning in this broken world. I beg of you, do not walk by without pausing to attend this rather ridiculous performance. It could mean something. It could mean everything. It could be what Rilke meant when he wrote, "You must change your life." And this one is from this river. When I was a child, I used to drink. But when I came back, I found that the body of the river was dying. Did it speak? Yes, it sang out the old songs, but faintly. What will you do? I will grieve, of course, but that's nothing. What precisely will you grieve for? For the river, for myself, my lost joyfulness, for the children who will not know what a river can be, a friend, a companion, a hint of heaven. Isn't this somewhat overplayed? I said. It can't be a friend, a companion, a hint of heaven. All right, maybe just one more here. Meadowlark sings and I greet him in return. Meadowlark, when you sing, it's as if you lay your yellow breast upon mine and say, hello, hello, and are we not a one family in our delight of life? You sing, I listen, both are necessary if the world is to continue going around. Night heavy, then light laden, though not everyone knows this, or at least not yet, or perhaps has forgotten it in the torn fields, in the terrible debris of progress. Well, I think we're kind of out of time. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you,
Thanks.
John.
Everyone have a good week.
Yeah, thank you, Joey. All right, Brenda, Glenda, and Barbara, and Julie. I will see you next week. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.